Apa? Satu biji apple RM14? Tak percayalah. Pasar raya mana ni? Pasar raya kat Malaysia? Saya tak percaya. Jom. Ikut saya ya. Kalau tak percaya, jom kita pergi tengok.
Alright, full tour of a Malaysian supermarket here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And first things first, free self-serve kombucha right at the front. We got rose, passion fruit, and calamansi, which is like a small...
Oh, itu kat Jaya Grocer. Jaya Grocer memanglah dia jual barang-barang import. Tapi heranlah, takkanlah satu biji apple tu RM14. Siapa yang bagi tahu? Ini YouTuber Jet Warrior tu, dia pergi Jaya Grocer. Dia pun heran. Dia datang dari, saya tak tahulah negara mana, US ke Canada, saya tak tahu. Tapi dia sendiri yang kata, takkanlah satu biji apple tu RM14. Jomlah kita masuk Jaya Grocer sama-sama dengan dia. Jom.
Apple selection here, ranging from about 3 to 4 ringgit per apple, except for apple envy. 14 ringgit an apple. I don't know what's so special about this one. It says it's from New Zealand and it's grade 1. But that's got to be the most expensive apple I've ever seen.
Maybe it's the most delicious one.
Maybe it's the most delicious. Maybe it's a meal replacement. It is pretty big.
Sayur-sayuran ni boleh dapat dekat pasar raya ataupun ekosif. Mungkin harga dia lebih rendah ataupun di pasar-pasar malam.
Fruit and vegetables here in Malaysia, there are a lot. This one is called sapadilla. It looks a little bit like a kiwi almost.
Yes.
But let me tell you something, guys. It tastes like cinnamon.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. It's the most unique tasting thing, up there with lucuma in Peru, where it has that amazing unique flavor. Looking at about 8 ringgits a pack. Cinnamon flavored fruit, must try in Malaysia, sapadilla. Now another popular fruit here is called pomelo. I'm gonna go out and say it and lose all of our Malaysian viewers, but super overrated.
No, I love it.
Inside a pomelo, first of all, there's like an inch of fluff. So the actual fruit is way smaller than this. And it's like a melon that is sort of like a grapefruit.
Like a giant grapefruit.
Sort of like a grapefruit, but not nearly as flavorful as a grapefruit. It's white instead of that pink and red.
It's refreshing.
Listen, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. I'm on team grapefruit over team pomelo. But pomelo is still good.
I love pomelo.
It's okay.
Mahal juga kan 5 bali ni.
Oh, something new. Sengkwang.
It's not potato.
It almost looks
It's
like
not
a.
pumpkin.
It almost looks like a gigantic radish, or like a
Yes.
gigantic.
Actually, you're
Is it right?
spot on. The taste is kind of like radish. It's white inside and it's very watery and almost has no flavor.
It's heavy. I tell you that much.
Yes.
Something new. 5 ringgit a kilo for sengkwang. So in terms of tropical fruit, there's definitely guava, passion fruit, dragon fruit, all of the usual suspects. But one thing I really wanted to show you guys is this. It's called bitter gourd. I guess it's a veggie, not a fruit.
Yeah.
But Malaysian people will tell you that this thing cures everything. This is good for blood pressure, diabetes. If you got a broken foot, you eat this, you'll probably jog tomorrow. This is like magic fruit, veggie I should say. And quite good and quite affordable.
Yeah.
Itu harga sengkuang, beria pun mahal sangat. Kalau saya beli kat pasar malam ataupun kat ikon safe aja. Tapi saya tak tahulah yang dijual dekat Jaya Grocer tu mungkin dia organik. Kalau organik pun takkanlah mahal macam tu. Mungkin baja lah, baja special ke apa. Saya pun tak tahu. Macam saya pergi pasar tu, saya beli banyak sayur kampung. Macam bayam-bayam kampung, terung-terung kampung. Lagi satu saya banyak pakai dongkelo. Dongkelo dia banyak khasiat dia, macam mineral-mineral dia dan vitamin C, vitamin A dia. Memang dia banyak. Jadi seminggu 2 kali tu saya mestilah ada masak dongkelo. Tengok itu buah grapes tu, anggur. Apa anggur macam dia dah taruh dalam acuan.
Might be off of a factory line or something. It looks so perfect, no?
Yes.
They're all the same.
Let's try one.
Huh, okay. Yeah, the import tax is real. Here's broccoli from Australia, 28 ringgit per kilo. And here's broccoli from China, 4 ringgit a unit. So we have to figure out how many units in a kilo, but I'm assuming that the 4 ringgit is much cheaper.
Tu apple 1 biji. Apa cerita pula 5 biji buah peach? Tahu tak harga dia berapa dekat Jaya Grocer? RM175 Malaysia.
Wow, guys. 175 ringgit for 5 peaches because they're Japanese with the fancy packaging. Wow. Import tax. So I tell you what, if you ever watch our videos in Malaysia, you'll see the word botak at least 5 times in the comment section. And it's because botak means bald. So here we have Kenapa botak. These are bald coconuts. They've been cut up for you, and the meat on the top is exposed. I feel like you could just poke a straw inside the top and just drink it.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a good preparation for coconut, and it's about 6.5 ringgit a piece. Bald coconuts. So all in all, the fruit and veg section seems to have everything you want in terms of the tropical stuff that's more local or nearby countries, including the imported stuff from the States.
Right.
But the imported stuff, you got to pay a lot for.
Yes.
I really can't imagine who is buying those 60 ringgit grapes.
Oh, so expensive.
Sort of unbelievable. And oh, check it out, they have a full cheese counter. Something nice.
Fancy.
So it's sort of surprising to see so much cheese here in Malaysia, and it actually looks like artisanal, good quality cheese. Because in Malaysian food, there's not too much cheese in the recipes, but it's available here from Spain, imported.
Harga cheese pula macam mana? Harga cheese kalau dekat pasar raya biasa tu pun dah mahal.
Very tasty.
2.89.
And it's 2.89 ringgit. What's the chicken breast? 11 ringgit for, looks like 3 pieces. It says about a half kilo of chicken.
Ayam RM11 tu 3 ketul. Baik saya beli 1 ekor dekat pasar. Lagi bagus.
Okay, affordable. Now in terms of beef, almost everything here is Australian, and I guess the price is not too bad. Here's 20 ringgit for 250 grams of rump steak. Sort of funny that the price of the beef from Australia sort of affordable, whereas the veggies from Australia were like import tax like crazy. Something interesting.
Jadi barang import daripada Australia memang mahal ya cukainya.
So in Canada and in North America, the #1 sauce is ketchup, and over here it's soy sauce, which coincidentally almost sounds the same as ketchup. So,
This is the inside.
this is foie gras d'oie.
Ini lagi satu. Apa nama ni? Cats biang. Apa benda tu? Saya tak pernah lah dengar. First time saya tengok ni. Kalau penonton tahu, penonton cakap ya. Tapi saya tak tahu. Saya Google, saya cari kan. Dia kata benda ni datang daripada negara Perancis. Tapi saya tak tahu apa benda tu. Mahal gila. 200 lebih macam tu. Aduh.
It's 230 ringgit and it's this big. I mean, I could never see a point in my life where I spend 230 ringgit on something of this size. Ever. For food, I mean. Like this is a very...
It's a delicacy.
It's a delicacy. Obviously not Malaysian, but here it is available in KL. And of course, a pretty darn big section, 1, 2, and even 3 bays of these packets, which you'll mix, I guess, with water or something, and they will make sauce for food. So this is a spicy stir-fry sauce. We've got asam pedas sauce, ikan kuku sauce, laksa johor sauce, which is a nice soup, rendang daging, the greatest food in the world. So pre-made sauces, I guess it's powder inside or sometimes liquid. Huge section of that.
Nyonya style.
Nyonya style. And they're all about 5 to 7 ringgit, more or less. And so something, I believe, like 20% of Malaysia's population is Chinese immigrants. And so you'll definitely see that in the supermarket. A lot of Chinese products. And what's great is it's not like Chinese food or Malay food. It really is just Malaysian food. There's sort of a fusion happening.
Yes.
The ingredients and the flavors and the sauces.
Of course.
And so it wouldn't be a Malaysian supermarket tour without talking about Maggi. Maggi is instant noodles. If you guys remember from the Indonesian supermarket tour, this is the Malaysian version of Indomie.
Right.
Now,
yes.
don't ask Ivana and I which one's better, Indomie or Maggi, because we are in the wrong country for that opinion. But it's something like 5 to 10 ringgit per pack. It's more or less the craft dinner of the area.
Right. Do you know what this means?
This
I dare
means-
you to try this.
This means crazy spicy. I will
Yes.
not be eating this one.
Look at the fire.
They got fire on the pack. They've got so many flavors.
Aglio, olio, even a
Aglio
Western.
olio. This is
to make
spicy and fish. Chili a la campung. Tons of different flavors. Tom yam, of course. And is there even an original? I think the original was just probably
Just
chicken.
ayam.
Just chicken flavor was the original.
Yes.
But this is a staple food in
I
Malaysia.
believe Maggie is not Malaysian, but it's Malaysian. You know?
Got it. Now, introducing another Malaysian staple called Milo. I believe it's more of an Australian product, although maybe it was purchased by Nestle recently. In the end, it's just a powder you put in water to make chocolate water.
Right.
Somehow they've got it branded as like Active Go, vitamins and minerals. Realistically, it's just sugar.
Oh, I think it has susu, which is milk.
Oh, it has susu now. Maybe they're upgrading, and this one even says less sugar.
Yeah.
So maybe-
That's in Malaysia.
Seems like in Malaysia, it's Maggie and Milo. Every household. Born and raised, all the kids. Maggie and Milo.
Kita orang Malaysia mestilah Maggi dengan Milo tu mesti ada kan. Saya pun suka minum Milo dan Maggi saya pun mesti ada Maggi. Saya standby je lah. Kadang-kadang saya malam-malam tu semalam nak masak, saya buatlah Maggi goreng ke Maggi sup ke macam tu. Tu yang tadi Jetlag Warrior kata orang Malaysia mesti ada Maggi dengan Milo. Memang betul tu. Saya kalau saya beli snack-snack tu, saya beli yang tempatan, keripik pisang, keripik ubi, kacang-kacang, semua saya beli daripada yang buat daripada Malaysia. Sebab snack yang dia datang daripada luar negara ni kadang dia banyak gula. Kalau tak dia masin sangat, masam sangat. Tapi itu untuk saya lah kan. Tapi untuk yang penonton tak tahulah macam mana. Mungkin awak suka yang daripada luar negara tu, itu terpulang lah kan.
But this is a maybe different thing, although on the right track. Chili, lime, barbecue, salt and vinegar, all familiar. Salted egg. Now this is something right here. What's that one say?
Seaweed.
And seaweed.
This is quite common Asian flavors. Seaweed and salted egg.
You guys know me, I love chips, and both of these flavors would be off my palate. Go for it. And I will say this, Malaysia is one of the only countries so far that has a chip section nearly as big as in Canada. It seems like Malaysians are chip-like people because 4, 5, 6, 7 bays full of chips. Not as big as Canada, where it's 7 bays on both sides. But still, one of the biggest chip sections we've seen outside of North America.
By the way, I love this.
Oh, this is not
This
good.
from Thailand,
This is
but-
not good.
I like it.
This is the Big Bang. It's seaweed sheets. I mean, doesn't even sound good. Sheets of seaweed. Oh
good.
gosh, the
And
flavor.
Healthier than chips.
It might be healthier than chips, but the flavor is not right.
It's good.
It's healthier and cheaper than chips, but it's just like crispy ocean water.
No way. It's so good. You gotta retry it.
Oh my goodness. Salted egg fish skin. Whoa, ho, nasi lemak chips. So guys, like I told you, nasi lemak is rice cooked in coconut milk with maybe some sambal and an egg or something like that.
Right.
It's a national dish. It sounds simple, and it is simply delicious. National dish here in Malaysia. So nasi lemak chips. I mean, interesting to say the least. Now, another staple food here in Malaysia is rice. They tend to eat rice with every meal, sometimes including breakfast, which I'm still halfway in on eating rice for breakfast.
Choosing because there are so many selections.
True. You want
Which one should I buy?
a lot of different rice options, and what's totally unique that I've never seen before, they've got ketupat rice, which is rice that's been sort of compressed into these little containers, as well as lamang, which typically is cooked in bamboo, but they've got some sort of plastic packaging, which I guess gives it bamboo flavor and that sort of shape, as well as nasi lemak, which is rice that's been cooked in coconut water. So this must be some sort of coconutty rice. The list goes on. So not only rice for sale, but rice in different shapes and sort of preparations.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, in terms of bread, for sure, gardenia has many different varieties, and it's usually one of the most common and one of the most cheapest. But for some reason, there's no price in this whole section. Oh, maybe here. Okay, 430 ringgit for a loaf of bread. Well, these ones are all, maybe they're all the same price. Is that the idea?
This one is the classic jumbo.
Classic jumbo. That's got to be the cheapest one for 430. That's got to be the Wonder Bread equivalent here in Malaysia.
Yes.
About an American dollar per loaf. So it seems like Malaysia is up there with Canada with the amount of potato chips as well as the amount of frozen and therefore processed food. A lot of countries we've been to don't have this huge frozen food section. I mean, no criticism to Malaysia because Canada is up at the top of the list as most processed food.
Right.
But this is something very familiar to me. Rows and rows of frozen pizza, frozen chicken wings, frozen burgers, of course, Ramly.
Oh,
All right, so final review of the Malaysian supermarket. We spent 130 ringgit, and just before I leave, some beautiful decorations at the front, which I forgot to mention on the way in. Quite a nice ceiling in the Malaysian supermarket. Now, I was really blown away by some of the prices in the fruit section. 175 ringgit for 5 peaches. I'm not sure what's happening with that. That's
Saya nak cakap ni, kalau saya tak berapa mampu sangat lah kalau saya nak masuk Jaya Grocer selalu tu. Saya masuk untuk beli 1-2 benda je macam Milo. Pasal Milo kat pasar raya kadang dia yang jenama yang manis sangat kan. Jadi saya carilah Milo dari Australia tu dan saya pun pakai jimat-jimat sampai 2 bulan, 3 bulan sebab Milo tu dia sedap dan dia tak berapa manis. Macam mana you all? Harga tadi tu berpatutan ke? Saya rasa tak sabarlah separuh benda-benda yang kita tengok tu tadi. Kalau bahan import kita faham lah, tapi kita tak tahulah yang benda lain, yang sayur-sayur tu terlampau mahal sangat lah. Tapi kalau kita tengok tadi cheese tu kan, dia lebih daripada RM50 juga tu. Okey, tu tadi pasar raya Jaya Grocer dekat KL. Dan tadi YouTuber yang masuk sana dia sendiri bagi tahu kita yang harga-harga dalam pasar raya Jaya Grocer tu mahal. Jadi kita pun tahulah kan. Saya ingat semua sedia maklum bahawa Jaya Grocer tu memang mahal. Tapi kalau ada barang-barang yang terlampau mahal tu pun kita heran. Jadi kalau anda ada komen-komen tu, komenlah sikit ya. Terima kasih kerana datang ke Walas Klasik. Nanti jumpa lagi. Bye-bye.